Okay, so not in this particular version, actually. So just to make sure, I know you said you remember the bird dog and cable row, but the single leg pike, just so you have an idea for it. So that pike, you're in a push-up position. You can have your foot up the whole time, or you can cross it on the back of your ankle. But the main thing I'm using it for you is to get a little overhead work and then a little stretch in this down leg calf. You're gonna feel that stretch out, and you're gonna come right back forward. So again, you can keep that leg crossed in,
Hey,
and go up and
Tyler.
down, or you keep that leg floating. But the goal is to get this heel flat. Greg says hi. That's funny.
Okay, so
So
you
your goal is to
start
get your
you
heel
start in
flat
the
on the ground when
plank
you
and then
pike up
go
to get
up.
that calf stretch. Yeah, exactly. Did you need to see the bird dog with a banner, or do you remember that one?
So you just have tension on the JC
Okay.
and just pull back, right?
Yeah, pull back as you drive in. Exactly. And as for that hip press WTI, so you've done the WTI motions, but with the hip press is a little different. Let's make sure you know kind of what we're talking about. I think you'll be fine. Let me turn this camera a little bit. Well, you can actually see what my hips are doing. So palms down for the W. You squat down, and when you go to come up, you're going to pull into your W rather than a row. You're going to do all the W's first, down, up, and W. The T's, move back a little bit because it's a little harder, but palms face each other. Down, up, pull it to the outside, making a T. Same motion with the hips, though. And the last one is an I. Two ways you can do an I. But you can't really go overhead in your house, so it's probably easier if you just go low, but I'll show you both ways just in case. Down, up, and you can pull all the way overhead, which is pretty darn hard. Or you can go down, up, and pull towards your pockets with your palms up.
I usually do down.
So either one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go down, that way you don't smack your head or your hands on the roof over there.
Yeah, okay.
But that is your sit press and W. So that's it for the warm-up. We can move on to the core for A-Day, which is single leg balance, JC band, stiff arm pull downs, which, I mean, you have done. I'm just gonna use this.
I had those.
Yeah, well, not too long ago. Just make sure you're slow and balanced. A lot of people like go too fast. I just want you to go slow down, pull towards your pockets, and back up. Keeping that hip, knee, and ankle about 90 degrees in the front. The next one's very new. You have a hinge, lateral, hip shift, JC band, horizontal chop. A lot of words for not as complicated as it is. What we're gonna do, grab your band. I'm gonna go wide just a little bit, and I'm gonna shift slightly away from where that's mounted. I'm not gonna lateral squat and go all the way down. I'm just gonna shift towards this hip, the outside hip, and I'm gonna hinge in place. So I'm gonna hold almost like a deadlift position with my weight on this side, and then I'm just gonna chop across. Maintaining this position the whole time. Breathing out as you chop across. And then you would do the other side. Again, it's not a full lateral squat, it's just shifting towards that hip just a little bit. So that is the horizontal chops. Any questions on the core before we move on?
No, there's shift, not.
Grab actually. I grab a bag then. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to use a bag for the weight to show you stuff, but you obviously have your kitty litter or the bags of salt. So I just wrote good morning and was very vague with it because it just depends on what you wanted to use. Good morning. I'm betting you're going to use a salt bag. What we're going to do is just hug it tight. So hug your bag tight, and then you're just hinging into the hip, backing them down. I'm not rounding my spine to get in position. My spine stays locked in neutral. I'm just pushing my hips back and then pulling them forward. The hips lead the motion. So that's a good morning. That's the first one. The tall kneeling overhead arc press. You can use, again, either one you want to do. But grab your weight. You're going to be on both knees. You're just going to go up and around. Up and over. Just back and forth. That's it. So again, you can use that bag of salt. You can use that jug and just go back and forth as long as you have a weight to press. As for the single arm contra lateral lunge, this one I would probably use the kitty litter because you have the handle. What you're gonna do is just hold it in one arm. You're gonna step away from that weight. Step and hinge, step together. Step and hinge, step together. Again, I'm stepping away from the weight. And I would switch sides. Same thing on the other side, just so you can see kind of what it looks like from the side. When I step, my butt goes back behind me, and I'm hinging through the hip. Almost like a deadlift. TRX pull-up. So you should be able to do this where you're at. In fact, I'm gonna use a different one because I already see one kind of set up for me. So you want a TRX, you're gonna bring the arms up a little higher. Normal? Yeah, good, perfect, you can see me. So a little higher. You almost want about chest height with the handles if you can. If for some reason you're having issues with some people, you pull it up and they forget how to keep going. So you're gonna just keep the tab down, grab lower on the strap, and then just keep pulling. Even though the yellow part won't go up any higher, you can at least keep pulling from the bottom. But you wanna get up to your chest or so, and you're gonna squat right below this thing. So it's more of a vertical pull. You're gonna pull yourself straight up and down. Ideally not leaning back like a row. You wanna keep your torso vertical, squatting down, bring your butt towards the floor. Pull up to your chest, and then right back down. Again, you have to squat and bend those knees. I can't stress that enough because people end up leaning back. All right. And then the final one is the ISO single leg hip bridge with a band pull apart. Down here. And pretty much what it sounds like, remember, ISO means a hold. So you're gonna hold a single leg bridge with a band above your chest and just rip it apart. Maintaining the bridge the whole time. After you do all the reps on one leg, switch, all the reps on the other leg. Again, hips stay up the whole time. And that is it for the strength section. Any questions on those 5?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, then you have shouldering, and then a wall sit or a TRX ISO squat. It's up to you, depending on what you have available. Thought you had an open wall, but all right, let's show both. So shouldering, probably gonna use that salt bag. It's gonna be right below you. You're gonna almost deadlift it. So you're gonna hinge in the hips, grab the bag. When you go to stand up, throw it on your shoulder. Put it back down to the ground, and up, on your shoulder. Make sure, again, you're not rounding to get this thing with your back. You want to keep it back nice and straight. Pull, place, pull, and place, back and forth. That'll be what you'll do for the first one. You'll do that with 30 seconds, then you'll rest 30 seconds. The next 30 seconds is a ISO squat with the TRX or a wall sit. So an ISO squat, you're just gonna hold on to the TRX and then use this to help a little bit, but you hold that for 30 seconds. If I think you had some wall space open, but if you had some
I got some
open,
wall space right against by the door.
Perfect. That's what I thought. So if you do, just gonna go to the wall here, and you're gonna keep your head all the way down to your tailbone, so your entire spine flat against the wall. And you're gonna get until your thighs are parallel to the floor, and you just hang out in this wall sit position for 30 seconds. Then you would rest 30 seconds, and then you're right back to the shouldering. So the work is always 30 seconds, the rest is always 30 seconds. The exercise just changes throughout the finisher.
Okay.
That is it for A day.
Okay.
Let's move on to B-Day, I'm sorry. Tall kneeling TRX fallouts for 10, and then a pike with a reach. I think I wrote teach instead, but it's reach. All right, so tall kneeling, both knees are down, arms are out in front. Make sure your hips are tucked, and then you're just gonna fall out, reaching overhead and back. To make it harder, you can bring the TRX lower to the ground. So it's gonna be a lot more stress on the core when you're in this extended position. But you're just on both knees, reaching out overhead, keeping that core intact and not arching into the spine or sticking your butt out to come back. Just make sure this just stays locked all the time. And then the pike with the contra reach, push-up position. You're gonna pike up and then reach towards your opposite foot with your hand. Back to push-up, and then do it again. Pike. The other leg reaches this time. Back to push-up. And you're just gonna go back and forth until you get the required reps too. Well, that's your core. Then we're moving on to shoulder squat. Again, either tool, but again, I would probably end up using the salt bag. You're gonna take that bag, place it on your shoulder. Feet shoulder width apart, nothing fancy with the feet, and just do a squat. Down and up. So again, all one side, switch shoulders, all the other sides. We got split stance, single arm rows. Probably use the kitty litter for this one, again, because you have that handle. But grab the handle, the leg that goes back to the side that the weight's on. Nice long hinge position. Notice how there's a straight line from my head to my back heel. Then you just row. Looking at that thing up and down. That is your second one. Next one is a single arm.
So the split,
Itsy reverse lunge.
so I went on the split stance. I want it pretty wide. I don't want it just as a standing staggered. I want to be I want my back leg back. Okay.
Very long stance. So you're in a very bent over position.
Okay.
That'll put a lot more stress on the front glute. You feel that. For the next one, it's Ipsy reverse lunge, which means same side. I'll show you in a second. Into a balance. It's a lot of words just to make sure we have it. Basically, hold your weight with the handle on one side. You can do either, but I'd probably start with the kitty litter with the jug. Step back with the opposite leg. That way it's on the same side as your front leg. So drive that leg back, and then you go into, without falling, into a balance, and then right back. So lunge, to balance, lunge, to balance. That bag, again, is on the front leg for that lunge side, and then you just switch. Lunge, to balance. And there's a lot of balance in that one. Short seated incline press. Again, you can use either tool. What you're gonna do, you can see me. Feet, the heels are down, toes are up. There's a little bend in the knees. You're seeing your butt and lean back slightly. Grab your weight, and you're gonna press overhead. The further you lean back, the harder it's gonna be. So just find an angle that works for you. We're just gonna press that weight in front of your chest, straight up from there. That one's gonna be a little hard. I'd probably start with the jug first. And then the last one for the circuit is a deep squat lat stretch. You grab the handles, palms go down, just reach your butt out and just stretch. Let everything kind of hang. And I think I wrote 20 seconds right, left. That should just be 30 seconds total. But you're just gonna hang out here. And just really let that stretch pull from all the way down to there. But that is the main circuit. Any questions on that one?
Nope.
Okay. And the finisher, same kind of work or setup. It's going to be 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest for both exercises. You're just going to alternate between the two. You got your swings, which I would definitely use the one with the handle. But you would grab your handle, and I'm going to swing between my legs with this thing. But with your jug, same thing. You're going to swing through, pop up, swing through, pop up. You do that for 30 seconds. Right after 30 seconds, you're going to rest. And then your next exercise is super planks, which is on your forearms, plank position. For 30 seconds, you're just going to alternate your arm that leads you up and down. And you just go up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. I like to switch the arm that starts each time, so I'm not leading with the same arm the whole time.
Yeah.
But that is the workout. Any questions before I stop the recording?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, let me stop that real quick.
Yeah, the recordings definitely help.